think I was inspired to be a mentor because as I was navigating undergrad, I had so many questions and I didn't really have like a solid mentor, really, of someone that had done what I was doing and kind of showing me the ropes. So I think the main inspiration for me just came from not really having an identified like mentor. I'd been on a research team, but it felt like everything was so mysterious and behind the scenes. So I think that I wanted to be a mentor to be able to kind of break things down and show that like research isn't something so mysterious, make it more accessible, make it seem friendly and doable, and also just building a relationship too. I think with interns, the first year I was on SMAHRT, I wasn't really mentoring formally, and so being able to take on Zoe as a mentor then like my second year of being a staff was a great way to kind of be able to share my knowledge and to basically just take the approach of all the things that were really confusing or scary to me when I was an intern, I wanted to make less scary and intimidating. I definitely am not of the mindset of just because I had it a difficult route, I don't want someone else to feel like they have to. What I'm most proud of learning is more about like my communication and my leadership style. I think that everyone has like a little bit of a different mentorship style, and that is something that I just really didn't know what my style would be. So it's been cool to kind of figure that out and learn and kind of develop that as being a mentor, but then also being able to take those skills and translate them into mentoring when we do scholars. How is that a little bit different? How does that align with like my mentorship style? And then even, I think on SMAHRT, we peer mentor each other as staff. I think that just, maybe that's an accomplishment, just figuring out, how I mentor, how I like to be mentored, and just kind of paying it forward as I go.
So my mentor is Reese. She's been my mentor since I started on SMAHRT, which was in the spring of my sophomore year of college. I'm now a senior, so it's almost been 2 full years. And my relationship with her looks like weekly meetings, which I think a lot of people have with their mentors. And within those, she offers like a constant stream of support for all of the research endeavors that I am undertaking. We've also worked closely on a couple of like team projects, which I think has only strengthened the mentorship. So I think that's also offered like a nuanced level to our mentorship, because obviously she's offering me guidance on like general research practices, but then she's also giving me a new level of guidance in like specific project settings, which I think has been super great and has honestly like made me way more comfortable with asking questions and getting help and all of those things that you would hope for in a mentor.
I think probably my most recent and fond memory is just watching Zoe present at Prism. One of the, I started mentoring Zoe when she came on and was working on her own IP, but when she was coming on, we also really started to work on the salmon mental health pilot, and that was her first project. So I've mentored her in the role of, she was like the trainee during the salmon mental health pilot. She really helped a lot with like data collection and a little bit on the conceptual part and talking through our code book. But now seeing her take a leadership role in TIA and that training has been so exciting to see her pass on her knowledge and mentor other interns. But I feel like the culmination was then watching her and seeing all the pictures of her presenting at Prism, because now she's able to take all of her knowledge and expertise and, I can see her like showing it to other people in that dissemination side. So I feel like that's been really exciting to kind of watch her grow and, be able to share both her knowledge and kind of all the work that we've been doing over the last few years.
All I know is that over time, when I started on SMAHRT, I was definitely a little more timid. Our check-ins were very much so to the point, little like interpersonal anything. Very much so, this is what I'm doing this week. This is what I need help with. And as our relationship has developed, Her check-ins have turned into more interest in what's going on outside of just work, which I, for one, really value, because it again, it's just like a connection, especially during COVID. Reese was probably one of the people I talked to the most, like as I wasn't seeing, you know, my usual group of friends, Reese and I still had weekly online check-ins. So she's just a person that I really enjoy knowing her, and I really enjoy talking with her, even if it's not about like work related things. I've definitely become closer to her, and I really appreciate everything that she does for me. Reese is really good, at least for me. She's been really beneficial to have kind of in my corner. She's super non-judgmental, which is very beneficial for me because I ask so many questions. And to have, you know, that mentor that I know that I can ask a question to, that I know isn't going to think it's a stupid question, even if it probably is, you know, to have that person that I can turn to, especially in research, which was something I didn't really have a lot of exposure to prior to starting working here. To know that there was someone that I could ask all of these questions that I had because I just didn't know anything was extremely helpful and valuable, and has been, you know, in all facets. I really think her mentorship is what's allowed me to become more comfortable in sharing my opinions. So like when I started on SMAHRT, I was kind of hesitant to like speak up in group meetings. But I also think it's due to Reese, you know, making me feel confident enough in my research abilities as an individual, and comfortable enough that I can, you know, voice my opinions to projects we're working on together to her, that I've really become a more well-rounded teammate on this lab.